Hello, this is Daniel from the College Football Mafia. January 2nd, 1989 was the last time Notre Dame played for a national championship. It's a day I'll never forget, not for who won, but who lost. From infancy, kids in West Virginia cheer for the Mountaineers. As many of you know, I grew up in a tiny town out in the middle of nowhere in West Virginia. I was accused, whenever I was in the Air Force, of growing up in a one-stoplight town. That's a lie. Closest stoplight to my town of Seth, West Virginia was Whitesville. And Whitesville's not what you call a vast metropolis. And West Virginia is littered with these same little towns I grew up in. During the '88 season, it was magical for everybody there. WVU was nationally relevant for the first time in decades. They had a Heisman Trophy candidate for the first time in history. And Major Harris was ahead of his time. Heck, even the Notre Dame coach was from Fallensby, West Virginia. And he's talked about that he would have went to WVU if he wasn't undersized. He went to play at Kent State. That game ended whenever Major Harris separated his shoulder on the third play of the game. It was downhill from there for the Mountaineers. Final score, Notre Dame 34, West Virginia 21. Christmas the week before, my granddad got a hold of WVU championship shirts. I still have mine. It hasn't been worn since that game. Now, 36 years later, Notre Dame's playing for a national championship. This time they have one of the youngest head coaches in the nation. And it's hard not to root for Marcus Freeman. But this is the same Marcus Freeman that grew up in Ohio, played for Ohio State, and got his start coaching as a graduate assistant at OSU. But it's hard for me not to resent Notre Dame for what happened 36 years ago in Tempe, Arizona. Yes, that was a long time ago. And yes, Notre Dame wanted to win that championship just as much as WVU did. Notre Dame has history. They won 10 national championships before that day in Arizona. West Virginia is still looking for their first. And be it Ohio State, who is also one of the big blue bloods that you have in college football, it's hard not to root for Notre Dame this year. Even with all the turmoil that is happening with whether Notre Dame cheated the system or not. They're there. They've won games. And they are now playing for another national championship. Let's see if they win number 12.